Greetings to our valued travel partners, advisors, friends, and colleagues. Hello, Details by Bill, Jackson, Wisconsin. Oh, I love Wisconsin. Tillamook cheddar. Isn't that where it's from? Please tell me it is. Hello from Plant City, Florida, Colette. My Floridians, let me just start by saying that I am actually doing the webinar. First of all, I'm not sick, which is a beautiful thing. I have to say thank you to Marsha for covering for me 2 weeks ago while I was on Enchanted on Canada New England escorting a group, but I was like very sicky poo. But today I'm just exhausted because we flew in yesterday. Wait till Marsha gets on. We're going to share with you. And I promise I'll talk very, very fast because I could go on forever. But I guess I want to start by saying any of my dear friends, all our travel advisors, panhandle of Florida, pretty much all of Florida, and in that path, because Hurricane Helene is now a 2, she will be a 3. Welcome to reality. So I'm at home. So if you hear some wind gusts, it's like 25 miles per hour. Oh my God, Winter Haven, Florida. Hello. Stay safe, people. Get to higher ground. I never take these things. Panama City Beach. Okay, Mary, please, 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 Mary, take good care, okay? Because we've done this. Us Floridians, we're used to this. But I want to make sure you all know you're in our prayers. And good Lord willing, Helene, move fast. We need her to move fast. Okay, let's go to our next slide because today we have so much content. As always, we are recording it, folks. We will have your Q&As. Thank you very much. I got them in advance, and I know that my good friend Marcia has all the answers. Today's exciting because she's our group guru, and so no pressure. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to answer all your questions. QR alert. Oh my God. I got to tell you, I am loving the QR codes, but my new business card, so we don't want to kill trees, so we stopped doing business cards. But now we have one beautiful business card that has a QR code. Everybody keeps taking it from me like, no, I need it back. It's like super awkward, right? Yeah, we're gonna have to think about new business cards again because I can't keep this QR code card much longer. So just know we will always have it. Have your cell phone ready because we're gonna go pretty quick because of the content, right? And so want to make sure that everybody knows. Never fear, we will not go an hour and 28 minutes this time. And so I bring in the group guru,
I'm never
Marsha,
gonna live that down, you guys.
Marsha,
I went
Marsha,
long.
Marsha.
I went
You're lucky
really
I didn't have a
long and
voice. I could have chimed in. It would have been
oh my
dangerous.
gosh. That was a long webinar, but it needed to be long.
It
Everybody
was
wanted to know
awesome.
about dining.
It was
So
actually awesome.
thanks,
Christian did a
Harley.
great job. You're
I
lucky I
did.
had no voice because I would have been next slide, hurry to the next slide. So for all of you, very quickly, Marcia, literally, I landed like at 9:45 last night. We had an amazing time at the
Yes.
Travel Weekly Leadership Forum in Napa. It was my first time
Mhm.
attending.
Yes.
Just an amazing experience. I'm just thrilled. Thank you, Marcia, for being there and sharing
Oh,
that
thank you for having
wonderful,
me.
wonderful. They love you. She went bike riding. Poor thing. How many miles was that? 20.
20 miles
What?
in 97 degrees.
Amen. Harvesting
Carmen,
early
you
because it was
tried to
hot.
warn me. You tried to warn me. I would not listen,
I told
but I
you.
made it. I made it.
Yes, you survived. You didn't look
I
too happy when
survived.
I saw you, though. You looked a little, how could I put it? A little dehydrated.
Parched.
Have a little path with your bicycle ride.
It was an e-bike, but it was still
Those are
still
heavier.
a struggle. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But we had a great time. So the last
We
thing I'll
did.
say about it, because obviously I had never been to it, it's wonderful. It allowed us to feature and talk about our Camus partnership, which it's like nobody knows this incredible Camus partnership that Princess
Yeah.
has as this amazing premium brand that we are in these exclusive Camus dinners. As you know, I
Yep.
love the Camus dinners and I always
Yep.
host them. And anytime I have
Mhm.
dinner, and by the way, not just on our ships, when we're on conferences, even on
Mhm.
competitors' ship that love to run out of Camus, breaks my heart, just breaks my heart. We don't run out. And so
We don't.
having them put this, they don't do events there. They don't need a wine club, people. They don't.
They
They
don't.
really don't. It's
No.
incredible.
Mm-mm.
It's just such an amazing brand, and talk about a family so aligned. And Chuck
Yeah.
Wagner himself was there greeting us. My heart was pitter pattering. I'm like,
That was
he's
incredible
there. Yeah,
that
it
he
was
could share
very
his
genuine.
family story with us. So great.
Really, really wonderful.
Mhm.
So when we talk about this exclusive partnership and Camus, I'm thinking wine groups, right? Because Janice Thomas is
Yep.
going to lead our Coastal California wine group
She
cruise.
is.
So
Yeah.
be fun. So
I'm
perfect timing to
excited.
talk about groups and have you think outside the ship and think about different types of groups. We really, from the moment I got here, I said, wow, we do have an amazing group program and it
Mhm.
continues to get better. And Marsha is our group guru. Marsha, you oversaw the group department at one point, didn't you?
I did. Yep.
What haven't you overseen? Like you are just like exciting and new for sure.
Lots of things have changed since I was manager of groups, but I do know a lot about groups and it's really near and dear to my heart. So,
And I was
yes.
going to say the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Hello, Mario, from the Canary Islands right now, but didn't want to miss that group chat. Oh, Mario, I love your picture. Look at that. I need a new headshot. My headshot's like 100 years old. But let's just keep it that way. Nobody recognizes me when I see them personally. They're like, "Oh, you look so different." Here we go. Next slide. They're keeping us on time. So here's
Yes.
I want to make sure folks know because you and I've done a group focused webinar in the past, and they're
Mhm.
wonderful. So some of this might be repetitive, but here's why it's so important for us to hone in on it. Last summer, July of last year, 23, we talked about a new pricing strategy from low to high and how we would launch and giving you in groups a wedge on pricing. So here's what we're
Mhm.
finding. Our prices are going up for 2025 and beyond. And therefore, if you are holding group space, we need to remind you, don't take out your group space and not do anything with it. You need to promote it because for the first time, at least since I've been here, they're actually recalling group space. If you're holding a price that's so much less than what we're selling in market. So we really want to remind you all of these group policies, why we have the best in class program. And so we'll stop with group types. Obviously, everybody knows, right? Your group affinity. I love our
Mhm.
affinity groups, right? Those are like my
Yep.
favorite because we know that they're an annuity, right? Because a lot of these, uh, they're shared interests and therefore normally they have more than 1 year of group travel or they do it every
Mhm.
other year. So absolutely phenomenal. And the affinity groups are the ones that I really hone in on because you go out, you promote them at a certain locked in rate, and you just want to make sure you're doing it right away. Don't hesitate to do that. And then our specialties and promotionals, right? So I'll let you speak to it because we talk consortium incentive, and I'll talk about those, but I'll let you talk about specs and promo, right? Because it's open promotion.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, an advisor can take out an advisor or an agency partner can open up their group and they may not know who's going to actually sail in that group just yet. And so they're going to put marketing behind it. They're going to get out there and promote the group. And then we call it promotional because you're promoting it and you don't necessarily know who's going to sail with you just yet. Right. Now, the part that Carmen just talked about in the changing in our pricing structure and how that has impacted our groups and given us this great wedge, there's also now a need to promote earlier. So I think that there's been a habit because of our previous group programming that we would kind of rest on our laurels and promote when we had time or think about it later. But you really do need to promote at the time that you open these groups because, and we'll talk about it a little bit more later, but promotion of the groups at the time that you open them is going to be key.
Exactly. So affinities,
Mhm.
which I love, affinity groups, you know what they are. They have
Mhm.
a Pied Piper. They're awesome, right? Specs and promotional are just that. So I want to make sure you
Mhm.
get on top of it.
Mhm.
Consortia, which is we call it consortia here. I just call it national accounts, like headquarter groups, right? So
Mhm.
the I love princess groups. Thank you, Cheryl. Oh, I'll say I love princess groups someday soon. I'm not there yet, Cheryl. You know, I'm
We're
brutally honest.
almost there.
We're not there yet. It's been a long ride. That's my goal for
Yes.
2025, by the way. I have my
Yes.
roadmap to success for 25, and it's part of it. So, those headquarter groups, just so you all know, if you're a member of one of the incredible national accounts that we work with, and there's so many that we thank, you know who they are
Mhm.
Signature, Virtuoso, TLN, Ensemble. I can go on and on and on, but you know
Mhm.
the groups, they're wonderful. And then incentives. So, this is an area that I'm very passionate about, and we really just don't have a dedicated charter meeting incentive or corporate meetings and incentive team. Uh,
Mhm.
right? We had it pre-COVID. We don't have it yet. I This is also on my roadmap, but we bring it up because it is a group type, and I always
Mhm.
say anybody who has this type of group, please raise your hand, talk to your business development manager, escalate it to me because these are
Mhm.
groups that I like to handhold because you cannot mess those up in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
Okay, we'll
Absolutely.
go to the next slide.
So there's lots of group prospects. You guys all know how to find your groups, but something that you want to remember is that groups are waiting to happen like all around you, right? In your everyday life. If you're into yoga and you go to yoga a couple times a week, put on a yoga group, right? So everything that you do in your everyday life is a potential group. We love multi-generational. That sells a lot with Princess because everybody can get something that they like to do during the day. They can come together at dinner and everyone has a fantastic time. We've
Right. So
got
all of
weddings.
these
Yes.
categories have a lot.
Yes.
I'm going to be Marsha, you're so passionate.
I
You
know.
could be on this
I
live
know.
for 100 minutes. You're taking my reputation away. 20 minutes to doorknob. Let's talk about our actual group program. So we'll go to the
Yes,
next slide because I think we're really generous on how we do this, right? So obviously,
we are.
six groups per month across all trades,
Yeah.
right? That's pretty awesome. Like, think six groups. Like, if you're an affinity group person, do you
Hmm.
really think? And that's just with us. Because if you're a group
Yeah.
producer, you probably produce with others. So the minimum of 10 beds and up to 250 berths, right? We call them beds.
Hmm.
I'm still in my
Yeah.
old world of berths, right? So
Yeah.
that's just 5 staterooms.
Yeah. Yep. Just
So
5
little.
stations. Hmm.
That's so little. Okay. And
Yep.
then the tour conductor, right? One free
Yep.
for every 16, right?
16 sold. Yeah. And the 16th person can receive the credit. So we get a lot of questions about that. So you don't have to sell 17 to get the
Right.
16th free.
Excellent. And
Yes.
then GAP.
Mhm.
GAP represents group acronym, group amenity points, right? You can use to
Correct.
customize. This is really
Mhm.
great for affinity groups because different groups, different strokes for different folks, and different groups want different things. So we'll go right. Why are we the best? Give me this is going to be like, I feel like I'm Johnny Carson. The top 10. Why do we have the group competitive advantage? Number one.
We do. Number one, so when you open a group with us, the group automatically defaults to standard. So that's the no bells or whistles, right? But if you would like to sell your group with Plus or Premier, that is absolutely an option. And I'll show you in a later slide how you can do that. But you
And you
have
broke right
control
through
in
that.
order.
You gave the
Yeah.
fare codes at the end, so hold to the end
Yes.
because we're gonna make this
Yes.
alphabet soup
Mhm.
really easy for you. That's what I call it when I look at all those fare codes. God,
Yes.
blocking early
And
for pricing advantage.
yes,
Okay,
exactly. So
finally.
making sure that you're blocking. So when we open our program releases now, we're giving you the best price possible. And now you can block your group at that price, right? So that's why you're now automatically getting a bit of a wedge, right? But the key is you can't block a group at that price and then sit on it. You got to, if you block a group at that price, you want to sell it right away so that you can keep that advantage. As the voyage sells, and if that voyage becomes super popular, which actually all of our voyages are very super popular now, then there might be a need to recall space, right? And so you want
We
to
never
give
want to
your,
be in that position.
we don't, we want
We
your
just don't.
clients to get the best price. So be ready to book right away.
So again, we heard you, we listened, we adjusted last summer. We've created a group wedge pricing. I wish I could say the one particular agency owner who beats me up on this, but I won't name him. I won't name him, but he is in Florida. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
His name starts with an R. Not saying anything else. His last name starts with an R. Just he railroaded me
Yeah.
and he got
Yeah.
what he wanted. So I want to ensure that we promote because folks, we will recall space. And again, this is it. It's critical that you promote your groups earlier. You're locking in the lowest fares at launch, right, in the marketplace.
Hmm.
So therefore, don't sit on it. Let's go. And you asked for it, you got it, but it's your responsibility, right? Because I want to make sure as prices go up and there is a possibility. I'm not saying we can do this in every single voyage, right? We're not.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
we could. And therefore, I want to make
Hmm.
sure that we are being open, transparent, and getting
Hmm.
you aboard.
All
Next slide.
right. There's no
Number two.
group deposit needed for up to 16 beds. And some agencies might have a different relationship and they could go a little higher, but the base amount is you can go up to 16 beds with no group deposit. So that's pretty awesome.
How long can they go with no money? I'm going to ask all the
They
questions because that's what I do.
Yeah, until basically they want to have some bookings on their group before that first recall date. Because if you don't have any bookings on your group on the first recall date, they're likely to take half to more of your space because we haven't seen any movement,
Correct.
right? So you want to make bookings quickly.
And so I'll just add to that before we go to bullet number 3 or continue to talk about this, but very quickly,
Yeah.
recall space. We can recall your space. So at the end of the day, it's very generous that we're not asking for a deposit, but at the end of the day, when your recall date comes, and you will see
Yeah.
those, we will recall space because we might
Yeah.
have that need in the FIT environment. Okay.
You know
Now,
what I think I'm going to add too, Carmen, is
yes,
that add that sense of urgency to your promotion, right? So that people are aware, like this is a special rate and you want to book with me now before that rate changes. Like add it into the
exactly.
promotion. Create a sense of urgency.
Number 3, GAP, group amenity points, right? They add
Yep.
value at no cost to you, right? But it's
Yes,
that value proposition, and we always protect, right? We protect
we do.
those group
Guest
amenities because those are
facing. We
consumer
do.
facing, right? Guest
Hmm.
facing. Oh, that's so
Yeah.
appropriate. Guest
Mhm.
facing. That's so much more elegant than consumer. Consumer. So definitely
Yes,
really important. And you'll have an opportunity. And also make sure you pick what you want the amenity points go to. I get a lot of escalated emails from partners who like wait and we have to
forgot to
assign it
pick.
because they forgot to
Yeah.
do it. And
Mhm.
then it becomes an issue, right? So we got to stay on top of it. Okay, give
Yes.
me the next advantage. Oh, LTOs outside of final payment. Let's stress that, right?
Yes.
This is very generous. I've been at many other cruise lines that do not allow this. Sorry. If
Mhm.
we have anything else happening, we do not allow this layering on. It's like a wedding cake, is what I'm looking at.
It
Talk about a
is. Look at the
celebration cake.
tiers.
This is a lot. This is a lot because you've got your group
It's super
amenity.
flexible.
That's a lot.
Mhm.
Rewards programs, you've got the future cruise about military benefit. Oh my God. How many times I'm out there talking to folks and they don't even realize how generous our military benefit is, right?
Yes.
Oof.
Yes.
And then the shareholder benefit as well. That had gone, now it's back. So I want to make sure
It
that
is.
that is what I call that is double, triple, quadruple, one, two, three, four, five, six. How do I septuple dipping? That is a lot of dipping, people. I've never seen that much dipping in my life, except for my
Yeah, it's
nails, but that's
amazing.
okay. Next.
All right. So we also, Carmen mentioned this, we protect the amenities, the guest facing amenities from booking one. So there are other brands out there where if you don't achieve the minimum number of groups, then you have to come out of pocket to cover what you've promised on the amenity side. We don't do that. You get protected from booking one because we know, we're giving you the credit and we trust that you are out there doing the best you can to promote these groups. If you fall short, we protect the amenities, the guest facing amenities from the first booking. No out of pocket with Princess.
That's pretty awesome, right? And I got to tell
Mm-hmm,
you, that's
mm-hmm.
very rich and very generous. I've said it since I got here, and I will continue
Yeah,
to say it. But that gives you, you know what that does? That gives you confidence. We're a true partner, right?
exactly.
It gives you
Yeah.
confidence to promote our brand because we've got your back down to the first
Yes.
state. That's phenomenal. So this is like an insurance, right? Policy.
Yep.
Okay. And then
Exactly.
you're the polar queen as well. You're the group queen, the polar queen. And after this week, we're like, you're the bike queen. Hey, 20 miles. Gotcha. Not.
Oh my goodness. So
I love
groups
it.
can be opened on Polar Online, and so you don't have to open them by calling the contact center, but you can. It's super easy to open your groups on Polar Online. You can see also on Polar Online the group amenity list. So there's a list that's there for you that tells you what the promo codes are. I mentioned earlier that you can change your group from standard to plus or premier. It's probably a little small, but down here at the very bottom is Princess Plus and Premier. So the code to change your group to plus is GXA. It adds plus to guests 1 and 2 only. And then if you want it to be Premier, you add GXB and GXD, and they will have Premier for every person that books into your group. If you need it for the third or fourth, you can call in and it can be added for the third or fourth person. So my
Okay, that's a busy
suggestion,
slide, right? But you've got it at
it
the
is
end. You
busy.
you you
It is
did
at the
a
end.
great job of narrowing, summarizing, letting them know what the fare codes are so that they're going right
Yeah.
through. And then we
And
have
I'm
the
going to
new Premier.
suggest there's a lot of very successful travel advisors who start with plus, right? Start your group at standard, add the plus promotion there, and then if someone doesn't want it, you can always book them at a LTO fare without the plus. It's nice and easy.
Fair enough.
Okay. Book your group with Polar Online. It's so easy. It literally is 3 steps. I'm going to recommend that you go to OneSource and review our videos there. Selena Luketic, our beautiful national account manager, she did a great training on that, and the resources are there for you so you can watch and learn through her and through those videos. We are the best booking engine, and Polar Online is very easy, very simple. And again, it is literally 3 steps to create a group. Couldn't get easier.
That's fabulous. And you're in control. You as our
Yeah.
travel advisors, go on Polar. It's you.
Yes. So the key takeaways, contact your business development manager if you have any questions about groups or if you need any help. They are your friend. They are the gurus also. They're mini gurus on groups and they can help you. Remember to ask when you're talking with your clients, our guests, who do you want to take with you? Is there anybody who would want to go with you? Because we all know that you start talking to your friends and family about a vacation that you just booked, and then they all go, "Oh my God, I want to go." And your travel advisor, you guys make it easy for them by suggesting that they let you know, and you'll do all the work for them.
Tell me
Groups give
about
you
it.
yeah, right?
All
It
right, I have
happens
a
every
family
single
group.
time.
I know. I don't have time. I have the
Every single
newest
time.
found respect for our travel advisors
Hmm.
because these groups are so easy. And if you're the one going, if you do a come along or like an agency
Hmm.
anniversary group, it is amazing. It is a very successful way to do it
Yep. Groups are now giving you a unique competitive selling advantage. It
with the
did
wedge.
before, but now you now have a price wedge.
Correct.
Open the groups early, so there's price that you want to open early for, and there's also a greater number of amenity points the earlier you open that group. And
Correct.
then you are the expert. Carmen just talked about this. Clients want to sail with you. Like, you are an attraction, you are a star. You'd be amazed at how many people would want to go wherever you've decided to go. So promote yourself as well. And this QR code, I've been talking a little longer on this slide, so you have
Group
an
tool.
opportunity to get to our group toolkit, which has all of these fabulous tools to help you with our group program. There's a group pamphlet, and there's also a celebration group flyer on OneSource that you can order, and you can either do it digitally or you can get hand printed copies into your office.
Turnkey and seamless, which I love. So we've done
Nice
all
and
of it.
easy.
And then when I got here, I'm like, what's a celebration group? And we're going to go quickly through it because I'm like, okay, so
Yes,
this is even more generous. We're very giving, Marsha. We are
I
very
know.
giving.
I
Okay. I
know.
gotta let you
We
know.
needed something special for true affinity groups
Well,
that
this is it.
you
This
know
is it.
what? We 10 plus million celebrated anniversaries on Princess, 500 plus million celebrated birthdays. So we do this naturally, and we just wanted to kind of dig into this and give something special for these groups. So the
And by the way,
key here,
Jill Whelan is our
yeah, is our,
celebration ambassador, right?
she is,
So
she is.
they just had the Love Boat reunion. She was amazing, sold out, and they had air supply on. Talk about a group. I'm all out of
Oh,
love.
I
I can't
saw
live
that.
without you. I did that in college. I
I
went
was
to
so
that
jealous when
concert.
I saw that. I
Me
love
too.
Air Supply.
Surprise and delight. So
Mhm. Okay, so with price on the celebration group, so you get the same price you get with any other group. It always starts as a standard as well. You still have the ability to change it to plus or premier, and then you get to keep that rate until the voyage sells, unless that voyage sells out. So again, we're talking about promotion here. Allocation. So the minimum allocation is the same of 10 beds, 5 staterooms, and the maximum of 40 beds, 20 staterooms. So you get to keep this allocation for 60 days. So this is different from a standard group. You're keeping the allocation a little longer in a standard group. The reason we brought this into 60 days for this group is because there's a lot of extra bells and whistles associated. And most family groups form and gel together much more quickly than a traditional, affinity or promotional group. So 60 days should be plenty of time. But again, use that as a sense of urgency for the client that you're talking to let them know, hey, we need to get your family booked within 60 days of me open this group so we can get the best rate and all of the great bells and whistles.
so I
So
love the
on,
amenity points too, right? Because
yes,
with this,
yes,
they get 2 additional amenity points to whatever we're
you do.
offering on that voyage, on that sailing
Mm-hmm,
day. They get 2.
mm-hmm.
Really critical. The 1 point needed for group dining. Can we focus that?
Yes, so
Because
we're
I've had a
trying
few
to
of these escalate too.
Yes, we're trying to solve for this, but this is where we are right now. Right now, if you have a group smaller than 50, 50 guests, then you need to put on 1 point for group dining. And in that way, you actually get to email and speak with our group onboard services team about picking the time that your group would like to dine, and they arrange it for you. And it becomes nice and easy when you use a point for that. We want to get to a place where you don't need to use a point, but this is where we are right now. So I suggest using the point. Dining is important.
Right. And we had the dining, webinar with Christian. So
Yes.
light at the end of the tunnel. It's not a freight train. It's
Yes.
coming soon in
It's coming.
December.
It will be better soon. But in the
Exactly.
meantime, we
That's
highly
what we got.
suggest using the point.
Okay.
TC ratio. So we talked about this. It's 1 for 16. Again, you don't have to sell 17 to earn the 16th. On the 16th person, you get a TC ratio. For celebration groups, we allow you to double name change up until 21 days prior to sailing. The reason
Huge.
that was important was because this is a family group. They all know each other. They've all took special care in picking these staterooms at a special location. Somebody gets ill or somebody's schedule changes and they can't go. If you lose that stateroom and then have to try and book it again, you may not get back with the rest of your family. So we allow you to keep the staterooms up to 21 days prior to sailing with double name changes.
I'll tell you, that is excellent. That in and
It's
of
huge.
itself, I'd be like,
Yeah.
ding, 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 ding. That to me, I would hone in on that because you can't do
Yes.
that any other way.
You
And then your
cannot.
space.
Exactly. So then remember, we just talked about this 60 days. So on the 61st day after you've opened your group, the space will be recalled. You can still book into it, right? But it's at whatever the limited time offer, whatever that rate is currently. And then if you want to specifically block staterooms, there is an option to do that as well.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Okay. We talked about dining, but I'm going to share a secret here that a lot of people don't quite understand. We worked really hard so that on these celebration groups, we want to make it easy. So you know that when you book a group with Princess, or when you just make several bookings, when you go into the app, you have to associate yourself with the people that are sailing with you. For a celebration group, we automatically do that for you. So we know that you all know each other on a celebration group. And so you're automatically associated. It makes it just a little bit easier when you're trying to go reserve your dining. You also don't have to wait until the booking is final paid if you've booked through a celebration group. As soon as everyone has
Wow.
deposited, you are now able to go in and start, handling the dining needs for the group.
That's amazing. And that is
Yeah.
a key. I'm going to have you do this presentation for our sales team. We have so many
Yeah.
new sales folks, as you
Yeah.
know, right? We
Mhm.
keep getting new
Yeah.
members. I think they need a little refresher on this because
Yeah.
if I was in their shoes, I'd be pushing celebration groups left and right because this is the best
Correct.
in the business for sure. Okay,
It is.
next
And
one.
then easy air came up in the pre-registration question. So you can book group air with Princess. You just need to contact the air department. So you call our 800 Princess number and then push the appropriate prompt for air. And if you have 10 guests or more, all traveling from the same air city, we can secure the same air flights for you. And
And
deviations are
deviation
allowed.
allowed.
So yeah, if you
Jinx.
want to go early or stay
Woo,
late, that's included.
fantastic.
Yep.
Perfect. That's
And then
wonderful.
this is just a look. So when you're creating a celebration group, there's two key things you need to do to make sure that it ends up as a celebration group. One is you need to name it. So you can see here, I've cheekily said Marcia's 21st birthday. What are you going to say, Carmen? Are you going to say something smart? No? Okay.
I would have said 25,
she's
but 21
she's
is
going
good.
to, okay, she's going to let me go with that. And then you have to also select the affinity type. So in the drop down on the affinity type, there is something that says celebrations group. So you have to select that. Then within 72 hours, you're going to get an email, like a reissue of your group contract with the special things that we talked about, the additional amenity points and the terms and conditions that are special for a celebration group. Yay.
Ta-da. Very
Ta-da.
easy. Very easy.
Okay. No risk, pricing advantage, group amenities from the first booking. That's why there's no risk. Simple tour conductor policy, generate early sales to be first to market. I think a lot of people are also not aware of this, that if you would like to do a group discount on shore excursions, you can do that with our shore excursion team. 16 or more guests, we get a 10% discount on their group, on their shore excursion. And then, of course, nobody beats the Medallion Class experience, right? That just enhances group travel altogether.
And that's exclusive to us, right? I call
It
that
is.
personalization at
Mhm.
scale. You can't get that with anybody else, folks. And boy, it is a game
Nope.
changer. As you know, 2 weeks ago, I was escorting a group, and one of they just loved our Medallion Class experience. They could not believe it. That why don't other cruise lines do that? Because they can't. Because
Because
they
they
can't.
cannot.
Because it's
Right.
exclusive to us. Thank you very much. So
Yes.
easy as 1, 2, 3.
Reminder, contact your BDM. 2, open your groups as early as possible. So, and we've also, Carmen, thank you to Carmen. We are back to building in a 7-day wedge between when we announce to our travel advisory partners about our releases and then when it opens for sale. So we're giving you a week's time in between. Thank you, Carmen, for championing that for us.
Yeah, I just thought
That makes it
something
easy.
fell through the cracks, and sometimes
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
so eager to get to market that they forget. Our travel
Yeah.
advisors need time to be able to listen. You guys have this incredible annuity call your clients that you
Yeah.
entrust to be our guest, and we want to make sure we're giving you the time to be able to introduce our new deployment when it comes out, which I think is critical. Love
Absolutely.
that.
And you are the expert. Begin marketing right away. So
Phenomenal.
that's it for our groups.
That's fantastic. I'm sure we're going to have questions at the end
Yes.
because
Yes.
I know we had a lot of pre-webinar questions, so I wanted to make sure that we are very aligned as we share this. So as
Yes.
always, Marcia, that was fantastic. It's a lot of
Thank
information.
you.
But again, you and I've done this webinar for groups before, but why this was so critical timing is because, again, pricing strategy, recalling groups, want to make sure everybody knows the wedge is there. You ask for it. We respond. We
Mhm.
actually listen. So,
We
uh,
do listen.
you know, my goal, I want to be a pleasure to do business with.
Mhm.
And we're going to get there in groups. I'm not there yet. People don't get upset at me, but I'm a, you know me, I have to be brutally honest. Groups are
You're a
my
realist,
passion.
Carmen. Yeah.
Totally. So that's why
Mhm.
if you're a group producing agency and you need help, please reach out to me. You can escalate. I love it. I will work with
Yeah.
you because I know it is difficult to navigate sometimes.
Yes.
And so we'll take the question. So we want to shift because, again, in keeping with this commitment, right, of whenever we
Yeah.
launch a new trade, which is exciting. So we have, and Debbie's been with us before. She's our director of deployment and itinerary planning. Debbie Holbrook is joining us. Hello, Debbie.
Hello,
Hey,
Carmen.
Debbie.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you guys? I've seen it's been a lot of fun so far and timely,
Oh,
very timely.
yes, because I'm keeping it's like Winnie the Pooh. I'm keeping her on schedule. That's what Rabbit says, right? Do you remember that? I'm gonna keep you on schedule, Marsha. Uh, really great. And by the way, just remind our incredible partners that are viewing because they might not have been when you've been with us before. How long have you been with this incredible brand?
So I've been with Princess 19 years as of 2 weeks ago. So it's 19 years. I
Wow.
can't believe it.
Congratulations. Oh, I can. I can believe it. This is the love boat. Of course, you're gonna
Mhm.
love to stay. I can't wait till I celebrate 19 years. I
Exactly.
don't think I'd make 19 months, the team thought. And here I am, 2.5 years later. Oh. So thank you for being with us. I always tell all our travel partners when I look at the business model, the first most important key element is deployment, right?
Mhm.
Where are the ships going to go? What kind of exciting and new, pardon the pun, itineraries are going to be out there? If they've been successful, let's not reinvent the wheel. Let's do what people love. Because I'm always shocked that people still think we're just a West Coast company and they don't realize, the breadth of itineraries that we have and experiences that we offer. In the Caribbean, I mean, there's just so much, right, Debbie? So I'm
There
thrilled that
is.
you're back with us so that you're going to talk about, obviously, I was just there, Canada, New England, magical.
Thank you,
Magical.
Carmen. Yes, and deployment itinerary planning. I've been here for 19 years. I've been doing this for the last 14, and it's absolutely, I think, the best job in the biz. And it's amazing to be able to decide where our beautiful ships go and the amazing destinations that they're going to see. And I'm here today to talk about one of our newest programs that is open now, and that's our 2026 Canada and New England program. And so we have 11 departures to 12 different destinations through Canada and New England. These are 7 to 14 day voyages, as well as some cruise tour options that we will share in a couple slides. And we have two ships. We have Sapphire Princess, who it will be her first time sailing the Canada New England season, and she'll be
Mhm.
sailing between Boston and Quebec. And then we also have Majestic Princess, who will be doing our round trip New York sailings.
Amazing. I must say, Debbie, you guys do a fantastic job. Like the itineraries are magnificent. So kudos to you
They
and your
are.
team.
And
Thank you.
that whole Boston embarkation was so easy. I mean, I got to
Yeah.
tell you, thrilled. And so this is great because everybody said, well, what do you go to Canada and New England for? I'm like, listen, are you kidding me? There is so much the history, the fall colors, the food. I can't even begin. There is no such thing as too much lobster. I will tell you that right
I
now.
was
I'm
going
going
to
on the record.
say,
I'm going on the
if you like
record.
lobster, this is where you need to be. That's for sure.
Thank you, Cassie. She goes, I love Princess for Canada and New England. And so do we. Look how spectacular that is, right? It's amazing.
And the first thing there is history, and something really special in 2026 is the United States' 250th anniversary. So, what a
Already.
year to send your guests to Canada, New England, and the United States, sailing out of Boston, sailing out of New York, because you can celebrate it right there on board. Big milestone.
That is
Absolutely.
big. That is big.
And then some of the other just amazing things when you do go to Boston, you can walk the Freedom Trail, which marks the beginnings of our history. There's such great seafood. Of course, you can go to Portland, Maine and get amazing lobster. You can walk these seaside villages. Newport, Rhode Island is just such a quaint little village with new and old right there and walkable, right where you get off from your tenders. And then the fall colors. The fall colors are just so vibrant, and then it's also laid up against beautiful covered bridges and mountains that just make the perfect picture that are probably frameable. You could put above your
Absolutely.
fireplace or
Very
Maybe
scenic,
not
very
Fairplace Beach,
picturesque.
balmy Florida, but
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
All right. So talking about our different deployments, we have our tried and true round trip Canada, New England. So this is round trip New York. These depart out of Brooklyn. So it's very close to Manhattan, super close, very great terminal to sail out of, but that's where these voyages sail out of, is Brooklyn specifically. I know we get that question a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And these will sail from September to October. And what's really amazing is you get to sail right past the Statue of Liberty. And if say you've gone to New York and gone to Manhattan and done the Ellis Island or the Liberty tour, you can see our ship sitting. I just went to Ellis Island and I was standing out on a tour and you could see our ship right across the water. And then you see Lady Liberty right there. Like, it's just something really
I'll tell you, there are two sailaways that just can't be missed. And one is New York City. Second is San Francisco, because of the bridge, right? They go, oh my God. I just drove through it yesterday. So I'm thinking, and I got to say Miami because it's my city. But we don't sail out of Miami, unfortunately. We're out of Fort Lauderdale. That's all I'm going to say about that. Just going to say about that, Debbie. Just going to say about that.
Never
But yeah,
say
that
never.
New York City sailaway is. I never say never. Ooh, our offices are in Fort Lauderdale. Are you really going to convince us? I would love that. I'm looking at Port Miami right now, which, by the way, I can't see it because it's raining so hard. But that's all good. Anyway, excellent trip. Absolutely excellent. So and air, dare I say, round trip, right? Much easier.
Yes.
Very convenient.
And to offer up against that also is we have Sapphire Princess. So Sapphire will have her first season sailing out of Canada, New England. She's going to be doing our open jaw sailing. So leaving from Boston and arriving in Quebec, or the opposite way around. You can start in Quebec and end in Boston. And most of these sailings do have overnight stays. And that picture right there on the screen of Quebec, it's magnificent. You feel
Stunning.
like you dropped into a European city with the old town
Absolutely.
and the small narrow walkways and the shops. It's just, it's so surprising that it's right here and on this
Oui.
continent.
I'm going to speak to you in French. Oui. Oh, the food, the croissants, the culinary
Yeah.
blows me away. It's a magical city. It really is. I highly recommend it.
And then similar is once we finish the season out of Quebec, we will sail down to bring the ship to Fort Lauderdale to do our Caribbean season in, let's see, I lose track of time, winter of 26. And so one of the really neat parts about this also is on that Boston, Quebec sailing, is when you're sailing on the St. Lawrence River up there, you can see at the top of the map in the bottom left corner, is that is such amazing scenery. And when you sail into Saguenay specifically, it's this very small fjord that you sail up, and there's just beautiful, giant, just expanses right above you as you sail up to go to the city of Saguenay. And so it's something you're not going to see anywhere else. And it's such an amazing experience to do, is going to Canada, New England.
And an overnight in New York and a late night stay in Norfolk. Wow, that's pretty impressive, right? That's a beautiful cruise. Like,
That's a special itinerary.
It's on people's life list, right? And I highly recommend it. Let's get behind it. Beautiful.
And these experiences on the slide, going to Colonial Williamsburg and going to Jamestown, you get to see living history, because they have so many reenactments and characters that live and breathe what it was like to live in Williamsburg at the time. And they've renovated all these buildings so you can go inside and shop and have meals. That is just a really neat experience. And then in Jamestown, you can actually go on that boat right there. So you get to actually walk around and see what it's like and how tight quarters, because we think our transatlantics might be long at 2 weeks. This was like 100 days. So that was the longest transatlantic I can think of. And it brought the beginning. It's the first British settlement, the first remaining British settlement on North American shores. So it's really neat. And then why not, while you're booking your clients' cruises, have amazing cruise tours of before and after as well. And so the really neat places you can go is Gettysburg, as well as Toronto, which gets you to the Niagara Falls to be able to visit that. And then there's also Montreal. And these are overnight experiences that can be added on to the cruise.
And I love that you're bringing this up, because, our travel advisors, they know us. Number one, cruise line in Alaska, 20 times Reader's Choice Award. And I trust Lucky 21 is going to be in our future in December. Just saying. I'm going to put that out there, just so you know. But cruise tours, obviously Alaska, to us, it's second nature, right? Because there are lodges. But when I look at the other destinations that we go to, we have incredible cruise tour programs there. Again,
We do.
turnkey for our travel advisors. I'm glad you're highlighting it because it makes a big difference, right?
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
And sales tools, we're always ready for you. Joe and his team are magnificent, and they keep us updated on everything that you guys need in one source, with all of the sales tools. So lots of marketing and full deployment flyer. I love the like the kind of the demographics that we share on each of the product areas, and that's there for you with our fun facts as well.
And Debbie, hopefully
So,
you'll stick. I want to thank you as always. It's
mhm.
such a pleasure because you so knowledgeable, so engaged, so representing the Princess brand essence. It's so fantastic. And I remind everybody, Debbie's at the wheel. She's at the helm. I know it's the captain, but before the captain even sets sail, Debbie's got to make sure our deployment is right so that we can offer your guests the very best options in destination throughout the world, right? So very exciting. So stand by in case you
Hey,
have any questions,
Debbie,
right?
before you leave, I want to ask you this question because I've seen
Mhm.
this a couple times. Are we going to offer the shore excursion with, I think it's Edinburgh, the tattoo? Is that going to be an opportunity? Do we know? Because
Yes,
I keep getting asked.
it's
Yes.
a really good question. And the
Mhm.
tattoo happens from the first Friday to the
Mhm.
fourth Saturday of August. And so when we have when we have stops in it's called South Queensferry is the port that we go to for Edinburgh, and that's
Mhm.
where we're able to offer those excursions. So absolutely. And I did it once
Okay.
in torrential rain, and it was still like it was so rainy. I was underneath my little poncho, and I wouldn't even turn to say something because the rain would just spray you in the face. It was the most incredible experience of my entire life, and I cannot wait to go back because it's the tattoo brings all these military band regiments from all over the world. It's not
Mhm.
just bagpipes; it's all kinds of musical experiences, and it's right there at the Edinburgh Castle up on the hill. So
Fabulous.
it's
Okay.
unbelievable, and it's absolute bucket list. The answer is yes.
Thank you.
That
It's coming
is
soon, guys.
awesome. Coming
Thank you
soon.
for letting us know.
So we're gonna go and shift. So hopefully we have more questions. We'll get you back, Debs, because I know we have group questions galore. So some news.
We
No,
do.
this was huge. Our second solar eclipse sailing, right? Let me just tell you, the first one when we opened sold out like in 2.2 seconds. Thank you,
Yeah.
Debbie and the team, because I kept
Yes.
saying, folks, we're sold out. What I mean, and when I say sold out, I mean group space was locked in. You couldn't
Yep.
get more group space. It's
Nope.
such a unique experience. It was so successful this year. So thank you. This actually was announced on Sunday.
Yes.
Amazing.
In the UK.
Amazing.
So lots of new opportunity to get on a solar eclipse sailing. If you were unable to get on the beautiful sky, we now have the sun joining her, doing 14-day Mediterranean with the solar eclipse. So this is an Athens to Rome, leaving August 1st for 14 days on the beautiful Sun Princess. You're going to see UNESCO sites in Florence, Athens, Rome, and Barcelona. And there's so much more. And then, of course, you've got the beautiful eclipse to see while you're there.
Beautiful. I mean, this was incredible, right?
Yes.
Incredible
And then
this
you
year.
can also do the 14-day Spain, France, and Portugal to see the solar eclipse as well on the beautiful Sky Princess that leaves on August 8th. And that has a late night in Lisbon for you. That one happens to be also round trip Southampton for London. So amazing, 2 opportunities to see the beautiful total solar eclipse. And I remember seeing all the video and all the pictures that came from that, Carmen.
Oh,
It's
incredible.
pretty fantastic.
And so I say, if you missed the opportunity the first time, now is your chance, right? To
Yes,
get behind this and promote a group. It'll be a sellout. There's no doubt in my mind. Unless Debbie wants to
absolutely.
add anything else, I think this is pretty awesome.
Yes.
We heard you.
All right, and we've got South America and Antarctica. We've reduced the fares, and we've heard you, our travel advisor family, about the fact that air was a bit of a deterrent. And so we share that information. And again, as Carmen said, we do listen. We have been able to reduce the air fares, and there's some air deals now. So if you've got clients who want to go to South America and do Antarctica with Princess, go in and take a look. We've done a good job of trying to get the airfare rates down so that this is a life list item that your clients can achieve with Princess.
Beautiful experience. Anything you want to add on that, Deb? Because look at this
I just
itinerary.
Oh, let me go back. Oh,
It
let's do
is-
the itinerary.
No,
Yeah.
the
The
itinerary is
whole-
great.
Yeah.
South America program is just each one builds on the next, and you're going to see when in a couple slides you're going to see like the culmination of all these itineraries. That sailing to Antarctica is such an incredible experience, and it's really good for those guests because sailing across, that's the Drake Packet Passage between the south of South America and Antarctica, and it's
Mhm.
basically that's where the current of water, there's nothing stopping it at the bottom of the world, so it can
Mhm.
be rough. So why
Yeah.
not go on a large ship for that
Comfort.
stability and just a much smoother ride? Because I've done it on a little ship, and that was no joke. So
Mhm.
I remember laying in bed and it's noon thinking, when is it going to slow down? And then thinking I could go on Princess and be on a very smooth passage.
Over
No
the
joke.
holidays,
Absolutely.
nonetheless, this year. Look at that, December 18th. And by the way, this is on everybody's life list and 4 days of scenic cruising. I mean, this is spectacular. Christmas and New Year's. It's checking all.
$93 per day.
Okay, is that a typo? Is that a
No,
typo?
it's not. And
My
you actually
Christmas
can't
dinner
afford
is
to be
much
home.
more than that for my family.
You spend more than $93 a day at home.
Yeah.
Hello? In an hour. Okay, I'm going to be honest. In an hour, just eating. I can't eat for that. This is insane.
Yes.
I am honing in on this because this is like hard to believe. Look, oh no.
So,
It's
yes,
not.
year-end deals for South America are also available.
Oy.
$76 per day for our 18-day Andes in South America. That's LA to Santiago. So some of you will have one-way air. That leaves December 1st on the beautiful, majestic Princess. $71 per day on the 18-day Brazilian adventure. That's the one I want to do. Florida, Fort Lauderdale to Buenos Aires, November 13th. And $71 per day on a 35-day Antarctica and Brazilian Grand Adventure. Like, that's incredible. Leaving November 13th on the beautiful Sapphire Princess.
Check, check, and check.
Check, check, check.
$5. Oh, you're killing me. Oof.
One more to talk about. This is December 1, and it's 51 days. So as you said, Carmen, you're going to get all the holidays in there as well, right? LA to Fort Lauderdale. That's pretty special. And look at all the itinerary. Look at the itinerary.
And my goodness. Buenos Aires, Rio. Oh my God. I was in Buenos
17
Aires and Rio
ports of
this year.
call.
Incredible.
17 ports of call, overnights in Lima, Buenos Aires, and Rio de Janeiro.
You're in Buenos Aires, you have
Wow.
to do the tango. I mean, it was just such an experience. Ah, yes.
I haven't
it
been
is,
to
Stuart.
South America yet.
You
This
got to
is
go.
so good.
Rio in and of itself. I mean, just remember
Yeah.
the girl from Ipanema. I'm it.
Yeah, yeah.
Spain. Or Copacabana.
Phenomenal deals. Yes. And we got
So
insider scoop.
Sanctuary collection. What's the insider scoop? What did I miss?
We'll get to it on the next slide.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead.
Don't say it if it's up. Hold on this slide now. You're hold.
You
We got
know.
time.
You
Yes, I
know
know
it.
the
You
insider
just
scoop,
gotta
but I
remind
feel
you,
like
yes.
if I'm gone out of the office traveling for
Yeah,
more than 3
something's
days,
changed.
I missed something. We did an amazing webinar on Sanctuary Collection, and Lorna
Yes.
was on. We're
Mhm.
gonna redo that one, right? Because she was
Yeah.
super sick. I felt terrible.
I
And
know.
I want to apologize because we could hear dogs barking, toilets flushing. I mean, it was like, but
There
that
was no
was
toilets flushing,
I'm
Carmen.
just joking. You know I'm dramatic. I just want to convince Joe that we have to redo it. I'd even be willing to pre-record it and then
Yeah.
have it because we're now it as this brand, we're very unique. We like to do things and we want to do it different. Only on Sun and Star, starting October 14th, on
Mhm.
Sun Princess, that'll be out here in Fort Lauderdale. It is finally our entry into this luxury sector of the business, ship
Yes.
within a ship.
Yes.
Absolutely incredible.
And we've got a special deal.
And there it is. So this $1,400 savings, which was extended to October 31st, it's a big deal because it's
It
really
is.
it's entry. I don't think people understand the value of Sanctuary Collection.
You're right. And that's why the time we spent with Lorna explaining it all, we learned things. It's incredible. Like, we were, towards the end to have this as an option, but we're doing it better. Like, that's the benefit of coming a little later into the market, is that we can look and see how it's been done and do it absolutely better. So
Love the QR code.
extended.
Very
Yep,
important.
QR code.
And why we're
extended
doing
until
it better.
October 31st.
Why is it? Because we're doing it better. I'm gonna because I've been doing presentations and I've been
Yes.
on stage with loads of focus on this. So we gave them
Uh-huh.
time for the QR code. I want to go to the next one because that is your
Okay.
insider scoop.
Yep.
Extended $100 bonus commission on Sanctuary Collection.
Automatic.
We're not limiting.
There's nothing you need to
Automatic, no fare code.
do.
And here's what's different. So other brands that have it, and I'm not going to name them because I always get in trouble, but those other brands that have it, you're required to do a suite, a full suite category, no ifs, ands, or
Yeah.
buts. We
Yeah.
took it for all suites on board,
Mhm.
as well as
Mhm.
mini suites, and then we included 12 of our deluxe veranda balcony staterooms. So what does that mean to you? What does that mean to your clients? Is if they have, like in the case of me, I'm going on Sun Princess for New Year's. I say it again.
Mhm.
I want to be in a suite. I'm not paying for my kids to be in a suite. And then they're gonna pay for themselves, obviously. But they could do a mini suite, or they do the veranda, deluxe verandas anyway. So then
Yeah.
we can all be together in the sanctuary experience, right?
Yes.
And that is unique
It's
to us. It was
it's
very well
excellent.
curated. Very well
Exactly. A
curated.
lot of thought went into that.
Thought and
So,
love. We do
and
everything
this
with
was going
love.
to end in September, but we've got it extended to October 31st for both the deal, that special deal for Sanctuary Collection, as well as the special bonus commission for yourselves. And again, nothing you need to do. If you book within the proper window of time, it automatically applies to your booking.
And listen, if you sell this ship within a ship concept with those other lines that offer it, trust me, ours is superior. And that's why we got it extended, because I don't think the ship hasn't gotten here. We haven't
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
done it, right? October. You
Yeah.
want to experience it? So do I, Gia, my friend Gia. I want to experience it too. Trust me when I tell you, we needed extra time. I told the
Yes.
team, let's give it to the end of October. Let's do the bonus commission. If you have not done a deep dive because you weren't on the webinar where we had Lorna on, and we will do this again, no flushing toilets. Sorry, Marsha. We did have barking dogs. I will tell you that please reach out to your business development manager, because you got the QR code, but we can give
Yeah.
you the content and the assets and the
Yes.
comparison flyer that was created
Absolutely.
for this was pretty awesome. Okay.
Yep.
So we
And you
move
can get
on.
that comparison flyer with that QR code as well.
Yes, ma'am. Which is
Yes.
a beautiful thing.
Final days into our double the cruise credits, right?
Another.
So remember,
Yep.
yes, that we were offering the double the cruise credits for you. It's in September 30th. It will not be extended. So make sure that if you booked Plus or Premier, there's nothing you need to do. From August 1st to December 1st, your guests will automatically get double the credits. If you had someone who booked during that time and they only booked standard, this is the opportunity to upgrade them, to
And you
get
get
them
commission
changed.
on that. You get
Yes.
commission on that up until the day before selling, but you got to do it now so they can get
Yes.
double the credits. Because Monday, I can't believe we're almost in October.
I
Monday's the
know.
30th of September. So you have this weekend. I call it dialing for dollars. I know what
Yeah.
clients want this. And it is, again, this was something that you all wanted us to try, and we did, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Off we go.
So in September 30th.
And then, of
Deals
course,
on
our
deals on deals.
through October 31st. So listen, we heard you on this too last year, and the marketing team has done an amazing job. Kudos to Tracy and the whole team coming up with these
Yes.
plans way in advance so that you're able to promote and you have consistency of branding message from a marketing perspective, right? So it's up to
Absolutely.
40% off. Clients understand that, the $99 deposit through Halloween. So I want to just touch upon it because, again, the sale runs now through October 31st, but start promoting it now. Now is the
Absolutely.
time, right? And then
Absolutely.
our little weekend limited time offers that we run, these have been pretty successful. So I
They
want to make sure
have.
everybody knows this starts today through Sunday, the 29th, $400, up to $400 onboard credit. Again, you're leaning into the marketing message that we have through October 31st. This is a boost. It's
Mhm.
just limited time. It's a boost for the weekend. It keeps you engaged with your clients. And again, it gives them a little extra something. So a lot, again, all this layering, and I just can't keep track, but that's it. We got it. And then our Love
All
Fest.
right.
We're coming to the end of Love Fest 24. I know the
We
team's so
are.
happy. This was my brainchild when I first got here, Debbie, and I don't think they're too thrilled with me because it's
It's
a
a
lot of
it's a
work.
it's a labor of love, Carmen.
Yes,
It
it
really
is. It is
is.
a
We
labor of
we
love.
love it. We love it when we get to the end of it.
November 10th, Galveston. Remember, Regal Princess is there. Download it because you know what? These are not just a fun, okay, I'm coming on board for a ship tour. When we do these, we do this a lot on the ships, but we're also doing them on land wherever we don't have ships. And it's really educational. So you're really getting a
Absolutely.
lunch and learn event, but it is intense, right? And the team puts a lot of work and time into it. So I thought it was really great. So yes, Love Fest 25 will happen, folks. Just the team needs a little break, but we
Yes.
will launch it and inaugurate
Yeah.
2025 during Cruise
And
World in Fort
and if you're
Lauderdale.
in Texas, sign up for the Galveston, the last one we have available, November 10th in Galveston.
There you go. And then Seminars at Sea. So these
Seminars
are
at Sea, we've got
interesting.
one left.
That's it. That is it. And I got to tell you why I think this is your last chance to join us in 24. But the reason I think it's even more important, because if you recall last year, I had like 25 seminar at seas. And this year
Yes.
we had like 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the last one. It's now or never. I do not know if I can commit that we will have seminars at sea next year. I want to say yes, but I can't give you that with 100% confidence because
Yeah.
you have done such an amazing job selling our ships. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you very much. And we truly are blessed and humbled and appreciative of your effort. So, seminars at sea, quickly. And last, which is never least, we're going
Let's
for the
go,
gold.
Carmen. Let's go.
Starting Monday. You don't understand. From Monday on, this will be all I think, breathe, eat. I will not lose, Marsha, because it won't be on my watch that we don't win Lucky 21.
I
So you're going to get a
know.
lot of messaging from us, a lot of exciting stuff. We've won it 20 times. We're going for 21. We're nominated, right? So I want to make sure I'm sure we're one of the last in this category. Number one in Alaska. Everything is great. Why do you want to win the awards? It's not because we have egos. It's because this is a third party endorsement for you
Mhm.
when you sell our brand. And let me remind you, in Alaska, we source more first time cruisers than anybody, more
Yeah.
kids than anybody. Why? Because the word princess is synonymous with Alaska. We don't just
Absolutely.
visit there. We own Alaska, folks. We are part of the fabric of the community. Look, my hair, I get all tingly because we got to have 21. Let's go to Q&A because you're going to get a lot more
right.
of this.
All right. Yeah, let's go to
We got a
Q&A,
few.
and then
We got a
I'm
few.
going to land us on the QR codes in case anyone missed anything.
Beautiful.
All right. Let's see what we've got.
Okay, they're coming.
Oh, look, the voice of
Thanks,
God.
Joe.
It's Joe. Joe, they like seeing you, and I love when you wear a collared shirt because I want to put you on the spot. One day, Joe's going to do the webinar all by himself. Notice he's on mute. That's by design. Okay.
Yeah, this is I was just reading this. Joe now can read my mind. So Ruth, with Plus and Premier, will Princess add more options for amenities? Lots of the options I had for my group are already included with Premier. That's an absolute, probably true statement. Like, we probably should revisit the list of options and take a look at that and see if there's more that we can add. Thank you, Ruth, for that feedback.
Yeah, we've made Premier so rich with the unlimited. I mean, I got to tell you, it is the deal of a century. And we also have, as you all know, an amazing flyer that compares us to other brands. Brand R, Brand N, Brand C.
Yeah.
And C's not Carnival, just so you know. Okay.
Let's also do this one, Joe. Okay. And then I have one after this.
Okay. Frisbee Travel. I love this. Can we change or a current affinity group if no one has booked yet into a celebration group? I just took it out last week.
Yes, you will need to call the group department and they can change that for you.
And
Good
designate
question.
it.
And the key is that no bookings have been made yet.
Fabulous.
Yes. One more from the comments here. Grand Cruising Vacations, Gia Newsy. Please explain what the procedure is when a TA wants to give their group leader the TC. Does the GL have to pay for their group leader have to pay for a cabin in full? Yes. So yes, group leader needs to absolutely be booked, and they do. Well, in most cases, they need to pay in advance, and then when we finalize, it'll be taken care of. If you know for certain in advance, and your group has more than just the TC in the number of bookings, you can contact our group department, and they can apply it early for you, so you don't have to pay money in order to get a refund. But the thing is, we have to be sure that you have extra bookings. So in case somebody were to drop out, you're not losing your TC, and that becomes a financial issue, right? So it is possible to do it early.
Okay, do we have time for one more question? Because then I want to make sure that we're on time and the
Okay.
schedule. Winnie the Pooh,
Let's
Sold
see.
Rabbit.
One sec.
Looky. These are great questions. I have one that was okay. Does a cruise night sale combine with group bookings?
Yes, it absolutely does. So, but you have to have the cruise night sale open before you make your bookings, right? So, cruise night sale has a limited window of time. And as long as you make your bookings, open your group first, then host your cruise night sale, and then you'll make your bookings through cruise night sale into your group, and everything combines.
Fantastic. And that'll be our last question. But I want to, obviously, our next webinar is going to be super exciting as well. Debbie, I want to thank you for coming and sharing your passion of destination and your know how, because you really are truly a subject matter expert. We call that a SME, as SME, as is Marsha with groups. She's a group guru, absolutely loves that. But on our next webinar, which happens to be October 10th, can you imagine? Happens to be my
Yeah.
daughter's birthday. So that's a big deal,
Ooh,
right? 1010, just love that. Perfect child that she was, 1010. But we also have a special guest that'll be joining us, and I'm not going to say who it is. Thank you so much, Carrie. We appreciate your feedback because it's really
we do.
important. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, for us, it's really important. We want to make sure that when we do these webinars, we know they're every 2 weeks and they're content rich. We want it to be content that really helps you create sales and sell more of our amazing Princess brand. So thank you all for joining us. We will see you in 2 weeks,
Thank you,
October
Debbie.
10th. Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.